Well-being is the same. It's the same situation. Different scholars from different aspects from different fields in the social sciences have furthered or put forth definitions of well-being. There are two major schools of thought, hedonia and eudaimonia, which are Greek words. Hedonia became subjective well-being, and eudaimonia became psychological well-being. Subjective well-being is basically just positive emotions, feeling good, a lack of negative emotions, and a cognitive assessment of your life, how you view your life. Do you think your life is going well? Do you think your life is not going so well? That all falls under the category of subjective well-being, hence the name. It's your subjective take on your well-being. And that, in my humble opinion, is what attracts a lot of people to the field of entrepreneurship. They know that it's going to be a roller coaster ride. They know that it's going to involve a level of risk. They know that it's going to be uncertain, but then that's the thrill of the ride. That's the thrill of the chase. That's the thrill of the startup. And you'll hear many founders, such as Richard Branson and others, that like to found startups, get them up and running, and then they just go off onto the next one and onto the next one and onto the next one, because it's the joy of building something from scratch that is what really attracts them to this line of work. That's why you get people that are, known as serial entrepreneurs. And then the other camp in the well-being literature is known as psychological well-being, which is, I personally love. There's not one type of well-being that is better than the other. They're just two different takes on well-being, two different definitions of well-being. The second definition of well-being, or the second school of thought, is known as psychological well-being, which is basically inspired by many scholars and thinkers within the psychological field, chief among which is Aristotle and many of the ancient Greek thinkers that we are all inspired by, who basically called for us to, he said, know thyself and become all that you can be. So it's all about fulfilling your ultimate potential. It's all about understanding who you are, understanding your MO, understanding what motivates you, taking action on what motivates you, being authentic. Authenticity is very key when it comes to psychological well-being. There's many sort of elements that fall within the psychological well-being camp, including, like I said, authenticity, environmental mastery. How in control are you of your environment? Are you taking action to control your environment? Not in a type A type of way, but in a healthy kind of way. Because as an entrepreneur, you are expected to take action. You are expected to lead your team. You are expected to be a leader. So you are expected to perform some level of environmental mastery. And then many other elements create the psychological well-being camp, which is all about meaning and purpose and, serving a greater purpose, serving a particular cause. You'll hear a lot of leaders and a lot of founders and a lot of entrepreneurs say that they're dragged out of bed every morning. Some leap out of bed and some are dragged out of bed, but they both get out of bed. So I guess that's what matters the most, because they're driven by something greater than themselves. And that's generativity. It's the whole idea of leaving a legacy. It's the whole idea of making a difference. And that's psychological well-being.